Yeah.
So, and we all want that so
100%.
badly. So, you know, if anything, like he's got a formula that continues to work. Yeah, I want to see the bad guys get the shit kicked out of them. There's justice.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan isn't shy about his obsessions. From martial arts to conspiracy theories, when something grips him, it's all in, full throttle. Lately, one name keeps surfacing on the Joe Rogan Experience: Quentin Tarantino. Rogan's admiration for the filmmaker isn't just casual fandom. It's a deep respect for a man who, in his words, has all bangers, a filmography with no misses. Tarantino's movies, from Pulp Fiction to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, have redefined cinema with bold storytelling, unforgettable dialogue, and a style that's unmistakably his own. Rogan's enthusiasm mirrors what many cinephiles feel. Tarantino is a rare talent who's shaped modern filmmaking. But there's a catch. Tarantino's career might be nearing its end. With his self-imposed limit of 10 films, the clock is ticking. This video dives into why Rogan can't get enough of Tarantino, what makes his films stand out, and what his potential retirement means for cinema. We'll explore his iconic works, his stance against the Marvel machine, and the legacy he's leaving behind. Let's break it down. Quentin Tarantino burst onto the scene with Pulp Fiction in 1994, a film that didn't just entertain, it rewrote the rules. Its non-linear narrative, sharp dialogue, and eclectic soundtrack turned heads and nabbed an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. This wasn't a fluke. Inglourious Basterds in 2009 delivered a visceral alternate history with Christoph Waltz's chilling Hans Landa, earning multiple Academy nods. Then came Django Unchained in 2012, a brutal yet captivating Western that scored Tarantino another screenplay Oscar. Each film showcases his knack for blending genres, crime, war, Western, into something fresh yet timeless. His latest, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019, is a love letter to 1960s cinema, centered on the Manson family saga. Starring Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie, it clinched 2 Oscars and cemented Tarantino's status as a master storyteller. What ties these films together? Complex characters, witty exchanges, and violence that's as stylistic as it is shocking. Rogan's take is simple. Every Tarantino movie hits hard. There's no meh in the catalog. For a filmmaker to maintain that consistency over decades is rare, and it's why Rogan and millions of fans keep coming back. Tarantino doesn't just make movies. He defends the art of cinema itself. In an era dominated by superhero blockbusters, he's a vocal critic of the Marvel and DC juggernaut. He argues that these films don't create movie stars, they create icons out of characters. Captain America is the star, not Chris Evans, he said. Thor is the star, not Chris Hemsworth. His point? The old Hollywood system birthed legends like Clint Eastwood or Sharon Tate, actors who carried films on their charisma, not a cape. Tarantino's films, built for the theater, demand a shared experience, not a streaming binge. He's never touched a superhero script and never will. This stance resonates with Rogan, who's often skeptical of overhyped trends. Tarantino's commitment to original storytelling over franchise formulas is a rebellion against what he calls the Marvelization of Hollywood. It's a bold line in the sand. Cinema should challenge, not just comfort. As superhero fatigue creeps in for audiences, Tarantino's philosophy feels prescient. His films don't lean on CGI spectacle, they thrive on human tension and raw narrative power. That's a legacy worth preserving. Here's where it gets serious. Tarantino has long insisted he'll cap his career at 10 films. On The Joe Rogan Experience, he laid out his reasoning. Directors don't get better with age. He's studied film history and seen legends falter in their later years, churning out weaker work. The worst films in their filmography are those last 4, he noted. After 30 years behind the camera, starting with Reservoir Dogs in 1992, he's ready to bow out while he's still at his peak. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was his 9th. One more, and he's done. Rogan pressed him on this, but Tarantino held firm. "I've given it everything I have," he said. "It's not about burnout, it's about legacy." He wants his filmography to stay flawless, a gallery of masterpieces with no duds. For fans like Rogan, it's bittersweet. The idea of no more Tarantino films stings, but his discipline is admirable. Will his 10th be the ultimate send-off? Speculation is rife, but Tarantino's track record suggests it'll be worth the wait. If you're loving this deep dive into his world, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep exploring cinema's heavy hitters together. Joe Rogan's Tarantino fandom isn't just celebrity gossip, it's a window into what makes great art endure. Rogan's platform, with millions of listeners, amplifies voices he respects. When he calls Tarantino fucking awesome, with no misses, it's not hyperbole, it's a nod to craftsmanship. Rogan's taste leans toward the raw and unfiltered, whether it's a chokehold or a plot twist. Tarantino delivers that in spades. His films don't pander, they provoke. Critics might nitpick the violence or dialogue, but Rogan shrugs it off. For him, it's about the impact. Tarantino's influence stretches beyond awards. Directors like Edgar Wright and Rian Johnson cite him as inspiration. His blend of grit and artistry keeps cinema alive in a sea of sequels. Rogan's enthusiasm reminds us, passion for storytelling still matters. As Tarantino nears his final film, that passion feels urgent. Will his exit leave a void? Maybe, but his mark is permanent. Quentin Tarantino's legacy is ironclad. 9 films, countless accolades, and a style that sparked imitation but never duplication. Joe Rogan's obsession with him underscores a truth. True originals are rare. From Pulp Fiction's game-changing chaos to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's nostalgic punch. Tarantino has built a career that defies trends. His anti-Marvel stance and 10-film limit only sharpen his edge. Rogan sees it, and so should we. This is cinema at its boldest. As Tarantino preps his final act, the stakes feel high. Will it top what's come before? If history's any guide, it'll be a banger. For now, his work stands as a testament to storytelling that doesn't compromise. Let's cherish it while it lasts, and brace for the end of an era. What's your favorite Tarantino film? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going.